I'm going to start off by asking the question everyone's probably been asking you, the question you've probably heard every single day for the past 4 months. How are you?
I'm doing, reasonably well. Like the answer I usually give, I'm getting a little better each day, which is true. There's days where I'm worn out and days that I hurt. I hurt pretty much every day, but I feel good. I feel good being here, and every day above ground is a good day, and I feel blessed to have the opportunity to spend time with my kids and Blair and just all my family and friends, and especially this week with Thanksgiving. I've never been the biggest Thanksgiving fan. It's kind of that forgotten holiday, but this year I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. What a miracle.
Yeah.
What an incredible, incredible miracle. What do you remember from that day?
I remember a good amount of it. I can't talk about the specifics of that, but, I remember being out here where we're standing now, and the paramedics and folks standing around me. I remember being in the ambulance. I remember getting on the helicopter. I remember the feeling of it lifting, and really that was the last thing I remember for a month. Everything from that point for the next several weeks was like a dream state. I was in and out of, consciousness really, and so I don't remember anything really for the next month until I kind of fully woke up, and that's when the ordering the breakfast and that kind of stuff started.
Yeah. Now, I know that 60% of your body was burned. What does that exactly feel like for those who don't know?
So when they do the skin grafts, like there's, especially right now, like even in my neck, there's like a tightness, like especially when, whenever I go, it's beeping and waving. But there's a tightness like in the skin, like the skin when they do this, it naturally wants to kind of contract because it's trying to cover wounds really. And so like the neck, for example, I'm constantly having to like fight to keep it stretched out while it's still relatively fresh. That was the last surgery I had, was the neck graft, and so it's trying to pull itself tight. It's wanting to like pull me down. It doesn't really understand functionality and all that, so that's something I have to constantly stretch and like massage and do exercises with, so that I'm not like pulled down all the time. There may be a couple future surgeries with that, and then in here with because I want to be back out on a ball field playing softball and also coaching baseball with those kids, and so my functionality and mobility is kind of now reached its plateau. So there's some laser surgery they can do that kind of releases that and opens it up more. So that's probably ahead of me too.
Mm-hmm. When you say you feel pain every day, describe that?
So a lot of it's in my hands, honestly. It's where the nerves are coming back. That's part of the reason why I wear the compression sleeves, just to help the healing, but also it's like a stinging feeling in my hands. I still don't really have much feeling in this thumb, and this finger, and this finger, and this thumb in either hand. This hand I can function well with, but it hurts every day. It's like it goes from just kind of a numb pain to a jolting pain. And it depends on how much activity I do. If I've been doing a dance practice with Ava, I'll feel it the next day. If I've been out playing basketball at Kingston, I'll feel it more the next day. But it's just something that I have to deal with for a while.
Yeah. And so, you were out for a month, you just said. When you regained consciousness and you were able to, I guess, maybe go online or hear from your family about the community reaction, what was that like?
Incredibly overwhelming, I've always had the sense that the people of Danville have had my back and really supported me, and that's, you've seen that in elections and things, but this was just a completely different level, to realize that, first of all, the city and region, the outpouring of love and support, but people from all over. I was getting cards from, I don't know how many states we ended up getting to, but it was a lot, 20 plus different states where we got a card from somebody, or someone sent me a message, on Facebook and just said, I saw your story on whatever news, and I'm praying for you, and I'm glad to see you're on the rebound. And so a lot of that helped push me too when I was in the hospital, especially Danville, I appreciate it from all over, but people at Danville, and I was like, I want to get back. I want to get back to that. So it helps a lot.
Was there a point that you didn't think you were going to make it?
Yeah, actually, I didn't remember this until it was brought up to me recently, but now I do recall, like, when I was getting put on, when I was in the ambulance, actually, I told Blair, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Like, I had this feeling of like my body was shutting down. I couldn't feel anything. Like I had forgotten about it, but now I remember that I had this sense of like, it wasn't like a pain, or like, I'd been in car wrecks and things before, like, like, okay, that doesn't feel, this was different. This was like my whole body felt like it was shutting down. And I told Blair, like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. And she said, yes you are, yes you are. And then that's when I got on the helicopter and they took me out. There were times when I was in there the first couple weeks where, I don't remember this is during the time I was out, but my family was told, like, he's got severe infections in multiple parts of his body, like he may not be here tomorrow. So it got really bad, but I think through God and an amazing medical team at UNC, like I came out of it, and then once I was kind of awake and back at it, my sheer stubbornness added into it, and just I got to a point where you couldn't have stopped me from getting out of that hospital.
So would you say that was sort of the driving factor of why this recovery was made possible?
Yeah, I mean, God first and foremost. Like, there's no other way. I mean, it is a miracle. Like, you don't have what I have, and I very easily could not have survived at all. But then to get out like 6 months ahead of time, and I'm out playing one-on-one basketball with my son. I'm lifting my daughter up in a dad-daughter dance. I'm going to football games. I'm doing council meetings. I'm jogging. I'm doing a lot. Now, I say all that. Again, I have pain. I have a lot of limitations, but I'm able to do things that 2 months ago they never would have thought was possible. Certainly not this year. Like, maybe mid into next year, but that's God.
I'm sure your phrase, the comeback kid, has a whole new meaning now.
Yeah, absolutely. I felt that way, and Danville's a comeback city, and
That's
now
right.
I am, without a doubt, the comeback kid, and I'll take that. And that was driving me too. And I'd see all the comments and stuff, people saying, Lee, you're the comeback kid. I'm
That's
like,
right.
all right, well, I got to be that. I gotta really manifest that. So.
I mean, you did. You absolutely did. You truly are the comeback kid. You came back.
Yeah.
In such a remarkable amount of time. Now I want to ask, this was a personal attack, setting someone on fire is a very personal attack. I know you can't talk about what's going on in court, but what's the intention behind that?
I can't really, I'm not going to get into any of that.
Okay, I understand. And so talk about, are you going to head back to Showcase Magazine soon?
Yeah, actually, I just talked to Paul. I got a project I'm going to be working on now, and just kind of ease my way back into it. But yeah, I'm ready to get back to work. I've been back on the job at City Council, and now I want to be back on the job with this. So today was the first day I've been back in the office, and I'm ready to go. I want to stay active. Life is for living, and so I plan on living.
That's absolutely right. What's it like being back here for the first time, really, since that day?
It's a little bittersweet. Like, obviously, like, I'm excited to get back in and work and do that. Obviously I have memories of something that wasn't pleasant, but my intention is to come in here and create new memories and good memories and keep pushing forward.
Yeah. What a positive and lovely outlook. I mean, is it sort of an internal battle you have going on, or you're just ready to push ahead?
Yeah, I'm ready to, push ahead. I kind of eased my way in it. I'd walked past, I'd driven past, and today was the first day going back inside, but my belief in life is to always push forward and make the most of each day that you have.
Yeah, and you suggested, coming here and doing this interview. Why did you feel like the first time you were going to do an on-camera interview, you wanted it to be right here?
I just think, I want to show that no matter what you go through in life, you don't have to allow that to define you and hold you back. So, it felt appropriate for me to do it right here, and I feel like it's a new beginning for me. And you know, I did all my other interviews for the most part here over the years out on this sidewalk, so it just felt like the place to be.
Yeah, we always did our interviews here.
Yeah.
I was always like, Lee, I'm coming over.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything else you want the community to know? Anything else you want to share that I didn't ask?
Just that I'm so blessed to be back, and I appreciate all the well wishes and the prayers, and not only when I was in the hospital, but they continue to come in. And I do have a long road still ahead of me, you know, but the hands have got to get back to what they were, and so I'm not completely out of the woods yet, but I'm ready to keep moving forward.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch more videos from ABC 13 News.